Hey guys, this is Live It, Love It, Be It with Ayana Abakah. Oh boy, y'all, it's a new week. How you doing? Um, I am great. I am laughing right now because this is my second time recording this podcast. Second. The first time I recorded it, I was probably getting down to the nitty gritty, almost done, and my camera battery died. I was using another camera that I don't usually use, and I decided because I wanted to, like start using that camera more and da 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 blah blah blah, and the battery couldn't handle the power of all of this, so it died really quick. So here we are recording again. But anyway, I hope everyone had an amazing holiday. I did. We did all of the things. And then we did everything of nothing. We hosted Thanksgiving at our house this year, which was a lot of pressure for no reason because I didn't even cook a whole lot of things. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was comfortable, and we were just great hosts. So it felt like a lot. I will do it again. I'm excited to do it again. Yeah. So we hosted both sides of our family, hosted my parents, Sylvester's mom, his brother, one of his brothers, my nieces, and then our girls. I was so happy that our girls got to spend time with their cousins, even though like their age, they have a huge age gap, but they played so well together and they just bonded. And, Haven loves her older cousins. So that really blessed me. I was just so happy. So Thanksgiving, the next day, Black Friday, I did absolutely nothing. I did not leave the house. I online shopped a little bit, just a smidge. It was like randomly scrolling online and other people sharing stuff. And I was like, oh, that's a good deal. Why not? I need a winter coat. Yes. These purses. Yes. All those things. And then we got some stuff for the girls, just little stuff, necessities. I don't look at Black Friday as one of those, oh my God, I got to get everything, because Black Friday ain't Black Friday and like how when we were growing up. When we were growing up, I remember getting up really early on Black Friday, going to Walmart and standing in line for my mama, and this lady about pushed me over to get I feel like it was a mini food processor and a waffle maker. Yeah, that was Black Friday for me. Now I just be on my little laptop just buying stuff. But anyway, then Saturday rolls around and Sylvester and I randomly decided to start 75 Hard. So I'm on day 2. So after I record this podcast, I have to do my second workout. If you're not familiar with 75 Hard, with it's 2 45-minute workouts a day. One has to be outside. However, because of my schedule and things like that, both workouts will be inside. Sorry, it's just gonna have to be inside. I'm really doing it for the discipline of it. So doing 2 45-minute workouts is a lot anyway. So 2 45-minute workouts, a gallon of water a day, following a diet, reading 10 pages of a nonfiction book, so some type of self-help type book or whatnot. What else? No alcohol, and take progress pictures every day. So we decided, in all transparency, I was looking at the pictures from, I feel like I have something in my eye, guys. Sorry. I was looking at the pictures from, from Thanksgiving, and I did not like what I saw in the Thanksgiving pictures. So I was like, we're going to have to do something about that. Like we're going to have to do something about that. We're going to change that. So, I have been on a fitness journey for years, what it feels like, after having one child, getting pregnant again. That pregnancy didn't last. then having another child, then now, going down this up and down hurdle of, because I really feel like my bounce back, if you want to call it, journey started when Nova turned 1. So she's 2. She's almost 3. So it's been like because I stopped breastfeeding at almost 1. So yeah, but anyway, so now with 75 hard, we're getting into this discipline to where it's like we have each other to be accountable to, and we're following this very strenuous discipline to make sure that we're doing what we need to do. So yeah, that's all the updates this week, guys. That's all of the updates. I'm excited about today's podcast episode message topic. It's called Don't Label Me. It's very personal to me because I feel like I've been labeled my whole life. Yeah, I feel like I've been labeled my whole life. I wrote like a bunch of notes, if you can see, a bunch of notes. Oh, y'all can't see that. And we're going to get through it as much as we can. So to start it off, what I wrote in my notes was, I feel like I've been labeled from the time I stepped foot on this continent. If you know my background, whatever, I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago. I came here when I was 4. And from the time I stepped foot on this continent, I was labeled African booty scratcher. I was labeled because of my skin complexion. I was labeled education-wise because people assume that coming from an island, I ain't know nothing, but I was actually more advanced than a lot of the children in my age group, to where my parents demanded that they did some type of standardized testing because they were trying to put me back a grade, assuming that I didn't know anything, but I actually knew more. So passed the test with flying colors and they put me in the right grade. So yeah, that's where it started. Like I said, African booty scratcher, my skin complexion. My skin complexion was like the big thing for years. I remember going through elementary school. I remember going through middle school. I don't think it was until high school where, I saw more girls that looked like me that were, I guess, popular and, cool, and guys were like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful, all that type of stuff. But then I was a nerd in high school. I feel like I was a little nerdy. I had the little circle glasses and all of that, but whatever. And then when it wasn't my skin complexion, it was, I guess, my personality, assumptions of my personality. I was very quiet, extremely quiet growing up. I can still be pretty quiet. My reason for being so quiet back in the day was because I was very shy, extremely scared to show my personality, very self-conscious, very conscious of what others thought about me. I would be so intimidated to walk into a room because I'm like, I don't know what these people are thinking. I don't what they're going to say. Oh, so much. Oh, when I look back, you wish you could talk to your younger self and be like, girl, these people don't matter. Like, they don't matter. Who cares? Yeah, so many labels. So with me being so quiet, people thought I was stuck up. I don't understand, never will. You can't explain it to me because people have tried to. I don't understand how people equate quiet to being stuck up. Let's think about that. Someone's quiet, so they're stuck up. That don't make no sense. Or people thought I was mean. because I have a very straight face. So I'm sitting there just chilling, just straight face. Let's see if I could do it on camera. I can't. I'm like laughing right now, so I can't even. Let's see. Just that's me, and I'm just thinking about everything in the world. I am literally would just be sitting there observing, checking out the scenes, seeing, just listening to people, all of that, like all of that. And people would think, oh, she's mean just because of my facial expression. Whatever. All of these labels. And I will be honest, the labels affected me very much so. They affected me to the point of it broke down my confidence, especially when it came to the skin complexion. Because you grow up in your early years and you're hearing little boys call you ugly because of your skin complexion, saying you're black and ugly, saying you're an African booty scratcher, saying you look like this, I can't remember the things because I've blocked out so much, and those things don't matter anymore because I'm like, girl, I'm beautiful. Like, whatever. But back then, those comments honestly affected me. It affected me to the point where I just didn't see myself as beautiful for years. And I remember when I got older and I really shared my story on confidence, my mom, for the first time, heard it. And she was like, but we would tell you you're so beautiful. And we would, lift you up and build you up at home. And, so I don't understand. And I was like, listen, I get it. I understand. I understand how you feel and I understand how you're looking at it. But, unfortunately, the outside world can have more of an impact than the inside world or the people around you. Now I know better, of course. But with that, first of all, I'm thankful to God for his healing in that, for his grace, for him really helping me navigate that journey of unlabeling what people said about me concerning confidence. It's so crazy because I worked on my confidence, especially when I graduated from high school. I was at a certain place in my life where I was like, okay, Lord, what's my purpose? Where do I need to be? Where do I need to go? Where do you want me to be? When I graduated from high school, I really wanted to have a relationship with God for myself, not based off of my parents taking me to church. I just started feeling and yearning the desire to get to know God for myself. And I went down a path and a journey of really figuring things out. And along that path and journey, God really worked on my confidence, and he showed me ways to work on my confidence. He showed me that my words have power, and other people's words have power and my words have power, but which power are you going to choose? My words have power. So I started speaking over my life. I remember I had a confessions book that literally touched every issue that you had in life. So I started there. And then I think it had like key scriptures at the end that you can go and you can read the Bible and see how the scriptures correlated to the confessions. And I remember it was two confessions that I would literally speak over myself every single day. And it was one on confidence and one on boldness. And I spoke that every day. Every day I woke up and I spoke it, and I was like, and I saw God's healing power in that, because my confidence was broken, so broken. And I saw God really move and increase my confidence. And then I got attacked on my confidence, because also in the midst of that, in high school, I started working at a hair salon. I was an assistant at a hair salon. When I graduated from high school, I was going to do graphic design. I decided not to do graphic design. I decided to go to hair school, to cosmetology school. And I was raised in trained, I was trained that you're a walking billboard at the hair salon that I was working at for years. These beautiful women showed me how to wear makeup. They showed me how to do my own hair. When I graduated from high school, I cut all my hair off, and I've been short ever since. I've had short hair ever since. All of that, right? So I, started after I graduated from hair school. I started building on my clientele and all that type of stuff. And I'm a walking billboard. So I would always, have my hair done, my makeup done, all of that. I remember someone complimented me. I was somewhere and someone complimented me, and someone else that I knew that was around, they said, "You don't have to tell her that. You don't have to tell her she's pretty." And I kind of laughed it off because I was embarrassed, of course. And then kind of making it light, but the person was dead serious. They was serious about what they were saying. And yeah, I remember I was called high maintenance because of me doing my hair all the time. I remember a guy that I was very much interested in. So glad I didn't go down that path. He said to me, he was like, "So you just have your hair done all the time?" I said, "Yeah, well, I'm a hairstylist." And he was like, "Well, how is a guy supposed to keep up with that? Like, when you get married, you won't be able to like get your hair done all the time." And I was like, "What? Did you not just hear that I said I was a hairstylist? Like, nobody's doing my hair. I'm doing, what are you talking about?" That's one thing I love about my husband, because he never, all that mess that other guys said, he never said that to me. Never. I never. But yeah, and I got labeled as stuck up because my hair was always done. Makeup was done. The girl that she was like my big sister at the time, and also the person that trained me and all of that. I remember somebody saying like, "Yeah, the both of them over there, they think they all that." And child, it's crazy that I sat there and built up my confidence. And as soon as I built up my confidence, more labels came and people trying to tear me down. So that was another hit. And I remember then a few years later, I was talking to someone, because I remember it was like a group of people that would be around, like family of mine. And, so I would be around them a lot. And I never felt accepted from them. I always felt like, I don't know, it just felt weird. But because I'm like, I'm around these people all the time, let me get to know them, all that. But it didn't seem like they wanted to get to know me. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. But then years later, one of the people had explained to me that they didn't like me, or the group didn't like me or whatever, because they said that I was really quiet and I came off stuck up, and as though I thought I was better than them. And I was like, there we go again with the labels. And then also, I don't understand how being quiet equals being stuck up. Whatever. So, and then I've had people around me that, no matter how much I peeled back the layers of my life or tried to explain myself or tried to show who I was as a person, they constantly assumed or put a label on me, or I just constantly felt judged by them. And honestly, it got to a place of, I was like, "Lord, I just don't know what to do no more. Like, this is very annoying. Like, this is like, I don't know. Like, I guess, I don't know." Cause I'm like, people are constantly saying things about me and I'm trying to do things to fix it. Okay. You said I'm stuck up. Let me not do things to make you feel like I'm stuck up. You said I'm mean. Let me not do things to make you feel like I'm mean. Cause I'm not mean. Like, my daughter, my 2-year-old has a very straight face, and she shows all the emotions on her face. And people who see her would be like, she get that from her mama, because her mama, she be mean too. And my daughter is not mean. Like, not mean at all. Beautiful, beautiful young lady. But she's 2. She's learning life. She's a toddler. If you're a toddler mom, or you've been around toddlers or whatever, you know how toddlers can be. Them facial expressions don't mean nothing. They just looking, or they're just like, oh, I don't want to talk to you, or whatever, So I'm like, how? When I tell you that's something I don't like, I be like, first of all, I'm not mean. I've never been mean to you. I barely even know you. Like, so you don't even know my middle name, honey. So I don't know how you can say that I'm mean, but whatever. But anyway, all these labels that was thrown at me, I felt like I tried to do everything to stop the labels. And then when I try to stop, then another label would come. And another label would come, another label would come, and I got to the point of where I was like, okay, Lord, I don't know what to do no more. Because it seems like everything I do or that I don't do, that people are constantly going to label me, or people are constantly talking about me. People are constantly viewing me from this weird point of view. I could just be sitting there minding my own business, literally. Literally, like, even now, I am I won't say I'm private. I'm public, but I'm private because I'm online, but you don't know everything about me. And people assume certain things, but I've gotten to a place of where I'm like, I don't even care, and that's where, when I had that conversation with God, and God was like, people are always going to talk, and they're always going to say something, and there's always going to be an issue. The enemy is going to constantly come at you in your confidence. You got to ignore it. Ignore it. Because you can't go based off of what they say about you. You go based off of what I said about you. Those words that I showed you years ago to build yourself up and build up your confidence, build up your boldness to walk in the woman of God that I called you to be. You continue to speak those words over your life and bind up and ignore what them other people are thinking or saying. Because guess what? Somebody's always going to have something to say. So either you're going to choose to accept it, or you're going to decide that, hey, I'm not listening to this. Like, I'm not listening to it. So, and I realized that a lot of times those labels were actually labels of people, / the enemy, because people allow the enemy to use them, trying to dim your light, because they see, oh, she's confident, or this person's this person's that. Let me say something, because that person years ago who was like, don't tell her that. Don't tell her she cute. Don't tell her she's pretty. That's trying to dim my light. But that had nothing to do with me. That had something to do with everything to do with that person's confidence. Everything to do with what was going on with them internally. So a lot of times when people throw labels on you, it's because they dealing with their own things internally. So bump the labels. Ignore it. It does not matter. Like, it does not matter. I am at the most peace in my life now because I said, bump it all. I do not care what you think about me, because you're always going to think. I'm like, God, I trust you. It's me and you. We're walking this thing out. I don't care, because listen, it is too much stress. It's too much drama. It is too much pressure trying to live up to what other people want you to be or don't want you to be. So unlabel me. I don't care. I'm not doing this. So yeah, listen, listen, don't allow people to label you. Don't allow them to label you, because it will put you in a constant state of turmoil of trying to please others, trying to do what other people think is acceptable. I see it every day on social media. I see people change their whole persona, change their whole personality, change their whole everything because somebody DM'd them that said, "Oh, I don't like that," da 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 da, or I don't. Everybody has their opinion, right? And so it's like, oh man, well they don't like this, so okay, well I guess I shouldn't do that anymore. They don't approve of this, so I guess I shouldn't do that anymore. A few weeks back, I changed over. I had 2 YouTube pages, and I decided to condense them to one. So of course, naturally, I'm going to take the bigger YouTube page, 69,000 followers, and I'm just going to convert that page into my everything. Everybody didn't like that. I lost some subscribers, and I'm like, because some people are used to the hair girl. That's all they want. No, you the hair girl. You do short hair, and that's what I want you to do for the rest of your life. But I've evolved. I'm a totally different person. I don't want to talk about hair all the time. I don't want to talk about makeup all the time. Now, not to say that I won't, because it's fun, but that's not everything that I am. What I'm doing right now with the podcast, or the different things, talking about different. I am 38 years old. I have evolved. So the labels of my childhood, my young adulthood, even before now, those things do not define the person who I am today. So listen, do not let these people label you. Be who God called you to be. Share your light. Spread your light. Do not allow people to dim your light based off of their limited mindset, their lack of confidence, their shoulda, coulda, wouldas. No. You walk bold, you be strong, you get in your word, and you counteract all those things. Build yourself up. Allow God to build you up, because that's the only person that matters. It's me and God over here, baby. My husband can't make me happy. My kids can't make me happy. Nobody can make me happy but God. So bump the labels. I'm not, whoo boy. When I tell y'all, it's so much freedom in not listening to anybody. It's so much freedom in not listening to what other people think and say and do. It's so much freedom in that. Just bump all that. Who are you to tell me who I am? Who are you to tell me what God has called me to do? Who are you to tell me? Focus on your life. Focus on your life. And it's for everybody. Focus on your life. Life is so much sweeter when you just focus on you and you deal with what's going on in here. So, yeah. Of course, in my preparation of this podcast episode, I was talking to God, and he showed me some scriptures that I'm going to share. And you can take it how you take it, how it might apply with one area, another area, because let me tell you, this topic of don't label me can go so many ways. So many ways. I think next time I'm going to talk about how words have power and what do you choose to do with that power. But yeah, so I got 3 scriptures for y'all. 3 scriptures. So the first one is Romans 12, 1 and 2. And this is the Message version. So this is what it says. It says, so here's what I want you to do. God helping you take your everyday, ordinary life, your sleeping, eating, going to work, and walking around life, and place it before God as an offering. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing you can do for him. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize what he wants from you and quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you, develops well-formed maturity in you. So, yeah. Instead of embracing what's going on in the culture, instead of embracing and seeing and accepting how people may try to define you, seep into God. Get into him. Embrace God. Embrace what God does for you is the best thing you can do for him. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing you can do for him. Don't become so well adjusted in your culture that you fix into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. So the second scripture is Proverbs 18:20 through 21, the Message. And this deals with words. I like this one. It says, words satisfy the mind as much as fruit does the stomach. Good talk is as gratifying as a good harvest. Words kill, words give life. They're either poison or fruit, you choose. Words kill, words give life. They're either poison or fruit, you choose. So be mindful of how you label yourself. Be mindful of how you label other people. Because words kill, words give life. They're either poison or fruit, you choose. I'm very mindful, especially with my daughters, how I speak to them and how I speak over them. I'm very mindful of the words that I choose to describe them as young ladies because I don't want certain things to define them. They're growing up, and I don't want to label them as one thing when they're constantly evolving. We're constantly evolving as people. So I see people every day and I'm like, okay, this is this person, but I'm not going to sit there and label them and just be like, yeah, they such and such, they da 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 da. First of all, I ain't talked to them in 5 years. I don't know who they are. I don't know what's going on. So how can I sit there and label them? The last scripture is Proverbs 4:23 through 27. It says, keep vigilant, watch over your heart. That's where life starts. Don't talk out of both sides of your mouth. Avoid careless banter, white lies, and gossip. Keep your eyes straight ahead. Ignore all the sideshow distractions. Watch your step, and the road will stretch out smooth before you. Look neither left nor right. Leave evil in the dust. So yeah, take that how you guys want. You can take those 3 scriptures, apply it to wherever or whatnot. That's all I got, guys. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I enjoyed the conversation. Let's continue the conversation in the comments. Yeah, that's it. Remember to follow me on social media, LLB every day. You can also follow me at I am Ayana Abakah. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, email me at hello@ayanaabakah.com. What else? Is there anything else? Check out my website, ayanaabakah.com. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe to the podcast. I really enjoyed talking to you guys today. I hope you have an amazing week. Let this week be the best week ever. Speak over your week. Speak over your life. Declare that things are great. Declare that God is great. Declare that doors are being opened that no man can shut. Declare that this week will be unlike any other and favor goes before you and that all is well. All is well. So I love you guys. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I will see you guys and talk to you guys next week.